Greetings. We continue today with the final installment of the Testimony Through the Word, the 10th section on Yod. I want to begin today by returning to the final verse of the 19th Psalm where it says, "Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer." 2 Samuel 22:31 says, and it's repeated pretty much verbatim in Psalm 18 verse 30. It says, "As for God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all them that trust in him." My wife and I were vacationing some years ago, and I went into a gift shop while they were shopping, and men are buyers and not really shoppers. So as I was waiting for them, I noticed a picture hanging on the wall that had this saying from these two verses, "As for God, his way is perfect." The picture shows a walkway headed out to an endless ocean view with the dunes and the vegetation that grows there on the sides, and there's just something calming and relaxing about that. And it still hangs in our house. And in times of trouble, I like to just go and look at that and meditate. As for God, his way is perfect. When trials come, remember, as for God, his way is perfect. 2 Samuel 22:32, the next verse, again quoted in Psalm 18:31, says, "For who is God save the Lord? And who is a rock save our God?" Again, verse 33 of 2 Samuel 22, Psalm 18:32 says, "God is my strength and power, and he maketh my way perfect." And there's a connection we need to make. Remember, verse 31 begins, "As for God, his way is perfect." And verse 33 ends with, "He maketh my way perfect." Psalm 27 verse 8 says, "When thou saidst, seek ye my face, my heart said unto thee, thy face, Lord, will I seek." Psalm 37 verse 4, "Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass." The direction of one's pathway through life originates in one's heart. And in spite of God's requirement, how few actually give him all their heart. In Matthew 22:37, Jesus said unto him, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind." 1 Samuel 13:14 says, "Now thy, Saul's kingdom, shall not continue. The Lord hath sought him a man after his own heart. And the Lord hath commanded him to be captain over his people, because thou hast rejected that which the Lord commanded thee." Acts chapter 13, verse 22. It says, "And when he had removed him," referring to King Saul, "he raised up unto them David to be their king, to whom also he gave testimony, and said, I have found David, the son of Jesse, a man after my own heart, who shall fulfill all my will." 1 Kings 15 and verse 5. "Because David did that was right in the eyes of the Lord, and turned not aside from anything that he commanded him all the days of his life, save only in the matter of Uriah the Hittite," which included his wife Bathsheba. 1 Kings 14:8, "And rent the kingdom away from the house of David, and gave it unto thee," referring to Jeroboam. "And yet thou hast not been as my servant David, who kept my commandment, and who followed me with all his heart, to do that only which was right in mine eyes." Now listen, David was not a perfect man. The Bible records many transgressions, many times that he stepped over the line, either intentionally or unintentionally. But he received a commendation from God for his heart attitude, which guided his pathway through life. You know, God does not respect persons. He does not change. So I submit to you that God will say the same about us if we will have the same attitude of heart and follow his pathway. So let us pray and seek such a path in our lives that will cause us to receive a very positive commendation from God when we stand before him in judgment, giving him the praise, because only through his mercy are we saved, and only through his grace can we serve him acceptably with reverence and godly fear.